Hi, my name is Yingding. I'm a professor at the School of Information and Dell Medical School at the UT Austin. I lead the AI Health Lab on campus, create the deep collaboration with Dell Medical School and the UT systems, including UT Southwestern and MD Anderson. So here I'm going to share of some research about chatbot in medical communication. Okay. As we all see, there are lots of foundational model, basically large language model, has a unique advantage in healthcare because our data is highly has different modalities. So we have text, we have voice, video, audio, we have image, we have EHR data, which is Tableau data. We also have signal data. We have omics and knowledge graph. By the way, we also have a lot of domain knowledge, like literature, publications, clinical notes, and furthermore. And this big chunk of knowledge actually has been used on different applications. For instance, like chatbot for patient, for education of different drugs they are taking, or interactive note taking. There's already being implemented in as ambient AI in many software EHR system, and also for augmented procedures, so for education purpose, and also for like report generation for like checks X-ray radiology, image to text generation, and understanding in the preclinical about protein and basic biology effect or genomics affect disease, especially cancer disease, for precision medicine, and even for bedside decision making. So those kind of things, large language model can play a big role because they are very good model to handle multimodality, because we have text, image, time series, Tableau data. This is a great different modality that generative AI can handle them together, can better align this different modality, and and also general AI provide a very easy channel for domain expert or nurse and physician to use it for their question about image, for something they want to retrieve from the patient charts. So we'll say the future is already here, and in healthcare, generative AI can do. We already see a lot of great news and papers published talking about protein folding and to develop drugs, even use AI to identify new molecular structures. And we also have clinical trial people use AI to create a digital twin for patient to make its clinical trial more accessible and doable. And we also have a medical imaging that now the AI can play a huge role to actually use less sensor, less scan time, less scanner, and we can actually provide, to save time and money. We can actually generate the very same high quality image. What I want to talk about here is clinical documentation and communication. This is the major way that ChatGPT can generate AI can provide play a huge role, because they actually can smooth the communication between patient and doctor and create a summary right away. So here I want to highlight a chatbot. So to see how chatbot can play a role in health communication. Here it's just some list of the potential chatbot that can do in health communication. For instance, can use for medical literacy for patient. We also can do the evidence-based care for physician as a research assistant, and the people even use chatbot for diagnosis assistant. And we can also do in the treatment assistant actually help patient to be familiar with their treatment plan and increase their medication adherence. And we also have a chatbot for patient engagement and to monitor their progress, especially for after surgery and for chronic disease. We also have mental health chatbot. They actually offer certain assistance for therapeutic conversation. We even have chatbot can definitely do administrative tasks for scheduling and insurance questions, and definitely also very interesting as a coach for lifestyle change and nutrition and those kind of things. So here I want to dive deep to show what we have at UT Austin. We develop spent quite some years to develop a chatbot. So we have chatbot as a medical research assistant, be able to answer these specific questions in the detailed to create also specificity, mention about a specific clinical trial on certain dimensions, and a very important side relative article to create a trust and transparency. We also develop chatbot, which actually can become a co-pilot for therapy for cognitive behavior therapy and follow their guideline and so on. So I will dive deep to talk about these things. So first, our chatbot is called Remy. So I will talk about Remy, how Remy can do for cognitive behavior therapy. So basically, this is a very specific therapy called reminiscence therapy for early dementia for people with Alzheimer's disease, aging disease with memory loss. So you can see this is how the people with Alzheimer's disease, their memory loss can dramatically change. At beginning, she can really write her names, but with time change, she barely can write the names. And how we can keep the fading memories. Reminiscence therapy is basically called life story therapy, certainly proved as effective to delay the memory loss. So what is reminiscence therapy? Reminiscence is you talk about your life story, and we help you to recall your life story. For instance, who are the best teacher in your high school? What is your best summer camp? What is your first job? How your mom, help you in certain situation. What is your Christmas party? So these are wonderful events when people recall, they actually can stimulate their memory, boost their mood, and improve their cognitive functions. So our chatbot has the following options. So they can be. We are different from many other chatbots. So we actually build some function furthermore. So basically, if you look at the left side, we integrate the protocol of interview protocol. For instance, we have a different protocol, like different session we want to focus. So then the chatbot knows which session they are, what kind of question they want to ask in this session. So we have like chapters, key things, and the challenge in life challenge, and those kind of things. And also we build a very important thing, and we build a memory graph. So basically, this is like 30 minutes for 10 sessions. So it's a very long talk. And for each, current GPT has a bad memory, things that they barely can remember. If you talk really long, they barely can remember things within the session, let alone many sessions you've done before. So for each session, we create a memory graph. So in the memory graph, we have a memory notes. In the memory notes, we have a topic, people we talk about, and the description of these topics, and the date this event happened, and which session it's in this, you talk about this. So sometimes a session can be interactive. For instance, you talk about your early career, and you also talk about your mom in different sessions. But in your early career, your mom actually help you to encourage you to take some job you really love for your interest. So we will bring some part the session when you talk about your mom into connect with when you talk about early career. So we have this memory graph extrapolation, so to make the talk more engaged. We also have a very instructional prompt, like emotional support. So we have a goal navigation, but for each session, you have a goal. And in this goal, we also build a memory graph. and we bring the context of your conversation history and their summary. And we also have empathetic engagement based on your tone. As this is a purely voice. Based on tone, we can provide emotional support and sensitivity detections. So these are some advantage we building this. And in the end, we can, after you finish the session, 30 minutes, 10 session, you actually could, we could summarize them. For instance, for this, we actually can publish a biography for you based on all the things you talk about. So this idea could also be used. In this chatbot, we use a lot of system prompt to enable the therapy strategy. For instance, reflective listening. There are like a psychodynamic series that's and CBT. Those are basic strategy when therapists deliver their therapy with the patient in person. So we can successfully incorporate this strategy into the ChatGPT. Yes. So you can see this is one example how we incorporate. So basically, we start, hello, nice to meet you, and the GPT talk about ask for the positive childhood memory. So this is based on the guideline to always ask the positive memory. Then the patient talk about something, and then the GPT will ask for more details, because the more detail you go on, the better they can stimulate your cognitive functions. And then the patient talk about some details about this event, and the GPT explore more underlying emotional feelings to help you to build a connection with your family member, enhance your relationship. This is also coming from the guidelines. And then they talk about this, and then GPT will highlight more on the relational patterns. So how past experience affect you in your in how about your feeling. So this is all. This is about the psychodynamic therapy. So basically, ask the patient to explore underlying feelings, explore more deeper emotional response and past experience, and also focus on relationship building to find relationship patterns. So how this might play in users' current interaction in feelings. So all this we ask question and guide the therapy is actually really implement the psychodynamic therapy strategies. Next, I want to talk about Remy as medical research assistant. So so this is the user is clinician, physicians. So they all need evidence-based care is very important thing in their practice. But since there are so many articles published and then so many new knowledge come out, they need a physician need assistant to answer very specific questions. So for instance, this is very specific questions like double balloon endoscopy. Is this safe or efficacious in the community settings? So basically, by giving these specific questions, we use query reclassification to rewrite the question in a way, ask GPT to rewrite the question, and also ask GPT to come out with search terms, query terms, and we go to with our multi-source retrieval augmentation based on the knowledge base we can retrieve. So for instance, for this question, we can go to PubMed to retrieve related articles. For other clinical trial related question, we can go to clinicaltrial.gov to answer these questions. And so suppose we retrieve all this paper from the PubMed, we ask GPT to rank based on specific query, because normal PubMed rank is quite limited. It's not a query focused on ranking. So we develop our own better ranking algorithm to find the unique paper that fits to for these questions. Then we provide a summary. This is also query based on the summary. So for instance, we found this paper, and this paper has abstract. So if we found like 20 similar paper. So we try to summarize those paper. If you don't have a query focused summary, so your summary more like just a just abstractive summaries, which is not very useful to answer this question. So we provide a query focused summary. So basically we look at highlight double balloon endoscopy and highlight importance in community settings, especially on their safety and efficacy. So basically, we can come out with a summary like this. So it's really because the question is for effectiveness and safety. So we have two very important subtitle on efficacy and safety. And for effectiveness, we have breakdown into subtitles, which is based on the paper. We generate the subtitles and we highlight the specificities like one specific clinical trial and this status number to show the success rate, and others about the source of bleeding and how many patients got this. So the doctor really need evidence-based care, means not the general things, has to be very specific. So our summary could highlight and bring the specificity into the summary with the focus to answer their specific questions. And furthermore, we can highlight where is these numbers and where this is coming from, which articles. Make it really traceable and transparent to build trust. Yes. Furthermore, we also create like a memory graph. So it's called a meme zero. So basically, they can remember these specific questions. What are the major concepts in these papers, and how we can organize this when we do summary? Yes. So we will insert the history and the medical history into this. So suppose if it is for a patient, we can do more detailed things to get the patient medical history into the meme zero, and also can retrieve the information into the query, and we can also retrieve more response and generate the summaries. So this is by patient history. Suppose we have a different question. So doctor has a question about this specific patient. So this 50 years old female has heart disease and breast cancer, and has some high cholesterol and taking some medications. And they have a prior history that the father has Alzheimer's disease, and mom has a breast cancer before. So we create this the patient history into the memory graph, and we use meme zero to efficiently manage this memory graph, and to be able to provide more specific answers. So for instance, suppose the question is, I've been feeling more fatigued than usual. What happened? So we doing the query reclassification, get search terms, got search all this website and article talking about and incorporate her history has a high cholesterol and hypertension, has breast cancer histories and heart disease histories, and try to incorporate this into the summary, so we can provide a summary about this and come out with very concrete citations. We already compare this with OpenAI recently released deep research. So basically, I asked OpenAI to write the literature review about the latest research method and clinical trials about breast cancer reconstruction. So this is what I got. So basically, they cite the 3 articles. And then one article is about the systematic review about breast reconstruction after surgery. So you can see when you highlight this, they highlight sentences coming from, but you can see these sentences are very general. They don't have this specificity that physician would love to have. This is another literature review about breast construction after radiotherapy. Again, you can see this the highlight things is coming from this paper, and you can see that's also quite very general. So we actually can add extra value based on the literature review generated on deep research to add specificity and more detailed and tailored to your query and tailored to your patient prior histories. Also, Google AI co-scientists also doing this. They use multi-agent platform to have this different agent to answer this question. I think that's all. Our next step, we will use multi-agent things to better enhance our chatbot system. So the third one I want to share is medical transcript analysis. So there are a lot of medical transcript, especially after surgery follow-up and chronic disease management. You have to interview patients, their families, and come out with a lot of transcript. And normally coding this transcript, we call semantic analysis. It's very time consuming. You have to have at least two coders and do the system coding and find insights, find theme, and detect the care gaps and those kind of things. So this takes time. So basically, this is collaboration with our children. So this is for the specific rare congenital heart disease. So after surgery, we have a 9 focus group interview and has 100,000 transcript words in transcription. We did the coding, like we follow exactly the semantic analysis steps. So first, we ask GPT to go to the LM, GPT to go to the transcript to identify important sentence, and then we combine this sentence into the code, the subthemes, and we navigate and combine the theme, and in the end, we combine all these subthemes, generate themes. A theme is a clinical gap. It depends on the human feedback. So for clinician, they want patient-facing clinical gap. Also, they also want to have parent-facing clinical gap. So we, based on their requirement, we could be able to generate a theme and fits to their requirement. So the method we are using is quite simple. Most are prompt engineering, and we use 0-shot, 1-shot, and some reflective prompting to improve our algorithm. So this is not a multi-agent system, just single agent. We already achieved some very interesting results. So this is a 42 patient and parents, 9 focus group, 12K words in the transcript. This is for this AAOR OCR. This is one example. You can see this is human generated themes. This is LM generated themes. And we combine on the axis is LM generated themes. On the y-axis is human generated themes. The overlap, the higher, the more greener, the higher number here means that they're all similar. Because for the metric B, we take the most significant similarity, and then you can see the overlap between human-generated theme and the LM-generated theme. We can see that there are still space to improve, but they're also quite interesting. For instance, you can see this edge. So edge is human-generated themes. It's like being appropriately informed. And this actually, it's being covered in several GPT-generated themes. For instance, this one is covered by number 3 is desiring emotional support and understanding from healthcare providers. And also being highly covered in the number 4, say experiencing relief and gratitude for successful interventions. So receiving support, this is the overlap, and the specificity level is different from human generated theme and LM generated theme. So we believe we can use more agent-based system that can improve to make better in the way that our LM generated theme more fits to human generated theme. And beyond this theme generation for the transcript, we actually can identify emotion in each part of transcript. So this transcript is like 3-hour-long transcript, and for each minute we can detect the patient, their emotions. So the emotion can be anger, fear, happy, and it's very helpful for us to navigate this, especially for group interview, which patient has a lot of fear. So you can see this patient has a lot of fear in topic 1, topic 3, topic 4, topic 5th. So you can identify this and do better follow up with this specific patient. So I want to end up with the future forward-looking. So basically, I talk a lot about the agentic AI. So it's we believe agentic AI multi-agent system is the future, and especially also human-machine teaming, because so this is a virtual lab paper just come out. Basically, in this virtual lab, the human user gave the goal for the develop come out with a study plan for the develop antibody a vaccine for a COVID. So COVID virus. So basically, he gave this goal to the agent called the primary principal investigators (PI) and also scientific critic. And the PI depends on the goal. The PI the agent decide that he need 3 other agents. One is immunologist, the other one is machine learning scientist, and second is a computational biologist. So they work with these 3 agents to have a round-robin style of this discussion. So basically, the agent immunologist talk to data scientist, data scientist talk to computational biologist, and talk to critic, and talk to PI, and make a turn. So this meeting and each meeting they can come out with a summary. So you can run n times, many times, as many as you have. Then you assemble the summary. So PI assembles the summary with the critic to critic, and talk to the human, and then come out with answer. So basically, there are different phases, like a team forming. So this is a team, and the project specification. For instance, in the team meeting, they found to do this, they need to work on this, modify some nanobodies, and then to achieve this, they identify from the meeting. They need to use 3 tools like ESM, AlphaFold, and Rosetta. So then for each meeting, they use for each tool, they have a meeting, use this tool, come out with output. So they have 3 output. They summarize all this, come out with a summary. So I think this is could be the future things for all this chatbot play an important role together with human. There are also a lot of paper talk about mix of agent. And agent actually in different layer of neural network. So this A1, A11, A21, they are all different agent. And agent generate embedding, and embedding become input for next group of agent. So you have a group of different agent. You also have a mixed agent, mix of expert. There's a lot of things going on in this domain. It's fast evolving. But I think all this play a important role and can be the future direction how we can apply chatbot as a multiple chatbot as agent to improve healthcare. I think that's my talk. I want to thank my team, my collaborators. Thank you very much for taking time to listen my talk.